TV besties, TV besties, TV besties. I know. I love this has like been low-key, long overdue. I'm doing better. I'm feeling better, but it was homecoming weekend this weekend. So the voice is a little shaky, but nonetheless, we are going to get through this. I literally just sat through 4 hours of Marriage at First Sight because I missed the decision day, and then clearly weeks go by so fast. Part one of the reunion happened already. So y'all, we've got to talk about this craziness. Like, first off, Nate and Sasha stayed together. Okay, I was very scared. Like, as much, okay, not even that. I don't think I was worried about them not staying together, but I know in the end, it was just like rough. And it was just like, wow, like, is this last couple of weeks or last week really going to, is that gonna, is it that bad that it just, all the good stuff prior to that, is now, just gone. But no, like, they both said yes on decision day. Lindy and Miguel said yes on decision day. Surprisingly, Justin and Alexis said yes. And what was crazy, because I definitely was not expecting Alexis to say yes, especially when she came out with a letter. Like, but I get it. Sometimes when you're able to write things down, you're able to really express it and get everything off of your chest. But I'm not gonna lie, it definitely had me like, it's about to be a no for them. And then, oh, excuse me, y'all. And then, right, so, y'all, not Lindy, Kristen and Mitch. As much as, Kristen deserves so much more. Something in me about them felt like this could still, move on. This could still progress. But even as I started to really sit in it and then listen to them talk, his point of view, her point of view, hearing them on reunion and really taking a step back and taking my lover side and lover of love side out of it, I don't feel like Mitch was really ready for this like he had proclaimed to be. I was already, even in the beginning, looking at his intentions, him not really, having that any real type relationships, but as well, just some things that he was saying. I think he had made a comment saying, oh, well, if I don't do it, then I probably will know. It was just some comments that he was making about why he chose to get married at first sight that had me like, and then boom, it literally ended up playing out. And I just feel like Kristen just deserves so much better. And even for them talking about possibly being a door open and her, I still feel like maybe down the line, something, but right. That's not fair, to Kristen. At the end of the day, Mitch is saying either way, it's done. They're both saying the door's closed. It will never be. Kristen doesn't even want that at all anymore at this point. So I can completely, get that and understand that. But they did leave parting ways. And then, yeah, that was all the couples. But so it was okay, everything kind of made sense. Not necessarily any surprises necessarily, but how crazy that Alexis and Justin literally get into it right after decision day that has her you know what, all right, I'm done. No, I'm done. I already thought, I think you can kind of see that she was clearly still, really unsure, but she wanted to work through it. She wanted to still try to give this. And then I think maybe that was really just we just got through decision day. We should be on a high. And yet we're still, going through these same things. And I think that's the part of me of where it's just okay, when is it do you call it enough? Or when is it where you're no, we're married. And despite of us having to go through the same issue, we still have to work through this and keep this marriage going. So a part of me did feel like it might have been a little bit premature, but hey, these, they know themselves, better than what I know them. So I guess, hey, but I feel like that's what concerns me about marriages, because it may not necessarily always be a recurring issue, but it's going to be something. And I feel like even though like y'all are still like just all still getting to know each other and know each other. He's now realizing things about himself, and I, I don't know, because then it kind of felt like he was like purposely triggering her, to a degree too. So ugh, it was hard to watch. If anything, for with Mitch and Justin for me, was just hard to watch. But I think I like the fact that regardless, they are still cordial and they can still have like that friendship. What was crazy, y'all, was this freaking reunion, and it definitely had me like on some Justin, what? Like the whole Nate and Justin like really about to like come to blows. They're throwing out N-words. Did somebody call somebody the B word? Justin is a crybaby. And like, okay, yeah, like literally like, let's go. What you wanna do? Like all the fighting words, y'all. All the fighting words, right? So I was literally just like, what is going on? What is going on? And basically, Justin unfollows. Like Justin, you've definitely shown us that you are really that emotional creature. That you are. Justin really. Hey, if somebody's not for you, that's not for you. But some of the stuff that he was bringing up for why, him calling out Nate for, saying, basically complimenting him as a man, like whatever. And I get it. It's so much homophobia, like out here. And like me, no. Like I feel like a man is very well secure in himself when he can compliment, another man. And it not even like now. So we'll be talking about each other's pride. Like, there's a line there, of course. There's a line there. But I think I was just overall shocked, y'all, that Justin had taken it, to that level. And that he was all, ooh, rah, fight. And you was doing a hell of a lot of crying, baby. You was doing a hell of a lot of crying, on this show. Now you got big balls and now you tough. And you want to fight people, and just all this stuff. Like, it was just real confusing to me. But, whatever. These situations are heightened situations. There's already enough emotions, running high. It's just a lot. It's already just so many emotions already going on that you're dealing with yourself, with a couple, and then as a with your spouse, and then now you're having dealings with some of the other couples. Put that all together, and woo. I can only imagine just how crazy it could get. But I was completely just thrown back at that. And then even his reasoning for unfollowing some of the other cast. Like it is given like you get in your feelings and you just go and unfollow people. And then you're like, yeah, I followed them back. And like, sir. So update into these couples. Let's just talk about that, y'all. Like, let's talk about the update, into the couples and where I'm at and how, I'm feeling about that. So Miguel and Lindy, not surprised, still married. And it does like they I don't like necessarily go back and like really just discuss like what let me just talk. Let me just talk how I'm feeling, where I'm at with them. I love that they are overcoming, some of these issues, and they're still just madly in love with each other. Lindy did change her name. She hyphenated it, which I definitely think, is in all fairness. I hope that was, enough for, Miguel, who was really like pushing, for her to do that name change. And him, said, hey, he says he's seen the worst of her. He's still here. He hasn't run yet. So I definitely think basically that overall that relationship just seems like a long-standing relationship. And I'm just waiting for them to be like, we're having babies. So Stasha and Nate, they're still married. They're still, they're still having their normal trials and tribulations. And I really think it's a matter of, one, yes, how they handle, or what's the word necessarily that I'm looking for? Not necessarily handle, but how how they approach things, is different. Sasha did go in it like boom, 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 boom. But Nate's not that type of person. He's a person that more of like, once I start to trust in you more, once I'm more comfortable with you, then those walls start to let down. And I'm glad the host was able to remind her, like, for one, men itself are not off top, vulnerable guys. It's not to say that all men are not vulnerable or it takes them long to become vulnerable, but it's just to say that you got to give this man, a little bit of grace. So I do believe like she has to be more patient with him. She does have to be, more compromising. Their whole living situation, hey, I think what I liked about Nate about that is what he said was just like, hey, we're making our own rules. I love that. I very well believe that, you don't have to have a traditional marriage. Your marriage needs to look like what y'all want it to look like, as long as y'all both are in agreement, are good with what's happening. No, nobody's just settling because this is what you want, or no, y'all are both okay and how y'all make the rules and how y'all go about it. So if that's working for them, hey, I'm not judging it. Is it a lot? Possibly so, but he's willing to, realize that this is something that, he needs. At the same time, that is love, though. And sometimes it is sacrifices. But do it in knowing that, you want to make the sacrifice for the person. Not because, hopefully you're going to have resentment for them later if things don't know. You wanted to move this way with this person because you love this person and you want the best. And if you're going to end up harboring some type of guilt or, not necessarily guilt, but like, if you're going to harbor some type of feelings for their reasoning of handling things and doing things a certain way, then yeah, you don't need to do it, if it makes sense. I hope I'm making sense, y'all. But so, she still can't relinquish control. Are we surprised? Like, some things are just odd. Just like she can't relinquish her control just yet. He still need his time to bring down, those walls, to get that deep. But they're getting there. He's told her that he loves her now. So they have, despite them having still the issues that they have, whether it's about the kids, whether it's about him being opening up and being vulnerable, I genuinely feel like it's that's something that they really can work through and that they're willing to work through, and they're just, trying to get there, just trying to get past it. Kristen and Mitch. So I think I might have made the wrong comment about the wrong thing. It wasn't, no, it still was. No, really. Like, Kristen and Mitch were just hard to watch on decision day, and as well, they were just hard to watch. They were even harder to watch here sitting on the couch on the reunion and just talking about, the attractiveness, and then turning around and having sex, and then, the whole thing with his sister, with her sister coming up. Like, it was just hard. And it was really, I was just ready, like, just to get past it and like to move past it. Per usual, Mitch putting his foot in his mouth, he's not able to articulate and say it how it always just comes out wrong, basically, as he says. And at the end of the day, I'm like, as much as I think I wanted that, I want Kristen happiness even more. And I'm glad that she knows that she's a good catch and that she deserves somebody who's on that level with her, who's sure about wanting to be with her and what they want, and is not hesitant about or has to not Mitch, basically. Not Mitch. So I'm excited to hear about her dating. She's even sounds like she's relocated. So that's where I'm at. Mitch, I'm just going to tell you to pray for you, brother. I really think down the line, he's going to realize what he had. And yeah. Though on the flip side, I do believe that, right, they were making a lot of sacrifices and maybe, and really marriage is about sacrifices, but really just not being able to be themselves because of the sacrifices that they were having to make. They lived two totally different, lifestyles. And maybe at the end of the day, that is what Mitch needs. So I'm not even standing on that. Morgan and Ben, fine, cool. I'm glad they were able, they've gotten to a better space. They've been so cordial to each other. I think it just really pisses me off because it's like now Morgan, I guess, to me, was like looking back and able to be like, okay, yeah. Like basically she was speaking so good of like Justin, it seemed like to me. And then it was just like, but she has no regrets about ending the marriage. But I think she's wrong. I believe she quit. They should have worked through it. They should have stuck it out. But hey, her betrayal is that. And what am I to speak on it? But that's my opinion. All at the end of the day is that she should be regretful for ending that marriage so soon and should have really tried to push forward instead of honing on the situation over and over and over and over and over again. And it makes it seem like, oh, he's not apologizing. Oh, but of course, he did it right when he came to you outside of the show and whatever, and apologized to you. Like good riddance, honestly. Like I'm really, when Morgan popped up, when they showed up, when everybody met all together to talk about what their decision was on decision day, I just immediately just got annoyed with Morgan, y'all. I'm not even gonna hold y'all. I was immediately annoyed. So really, I was like, whatever, to the whole Morgan, Ben, marriage, non-marriage, divorce, where we are now, whatever type of thing. So, Justin and Alexis, which I think I might have had a slight bit of hope, but I think I kind of already knew, especially because of how it kind of ended, when they had all met together as a couple and they got into it again, and they got into it in their little interview right then and there. And like, she was just like, at that point, I felt like it was the truth, that she was really, done, at that point, which is crazy, is all this stuff coming out. All right, so boom. They had sex on the honeymoon, and I guess maybe a couple of days after the honeymoon. Apparently, the sex didn't last long. Justin says that they orgasmed as usual. Alexis is over here in the corner with her facial expressions, and oh, well, if that's my husband's, that's what my husband says, or if that's what he says, then, I guess, when clearly that's not that. Clearly, apparently she was not satisfied, and she clearly did not orgasm. She wasn't even calling it sex, really. So I'm trying to figure out, well, what is it? Because he said he penetrated you. So you didn't feel it? You didn't enjoy it? Like, sex is sex. If it's penetrated, it's sex, whether what you want to call it or not. And so either way, he wanted it to be kept a secret. He didn't want anybody to know. She kept that secret and then threw it in her face that he was going to throw, bruh, what? Like, what? So, another mix-up with them two is who broke up with who. It's confusing on who actually did the whole breakup situation, where I felt like really Alexis definitely made that move. She said it right then and there, but I guess maybe they might have had words possibly after that. But either way, Alexis like that I made this decision. Okay, but Justin over here decides to bring up a drunk night of her where she, I guess, basically tried to come and hook up, and, she's totally disagreeing that didn't even happen, never happened. Again, going more back and forth banter between them two. He's claiming she's gaslighting him. And I'm just looking at them both like, y'all both are hard to believe. I don't know who to believe at this point. So it's like, I don't even believe neither of y'all. And some point of the matter is some type of truth to this whole situation. Like, okay, and I'll explain that. One, Justin's whole outburst and that whole situation, him being in his feelings and unfollowing and calling him out, calling Nate as gay, because like bro, that immediate, when he's saying this, like, this is what happened, I'm sitting here like, yeah, I don't know if I believe you either, because you was just like the way you just acted here with the other couples, like, I'm questioning you. On the other side though, I'm looking at Alexis like silly side too. Like, first off, you like, so he lied about y'all having sex? Like you're what is that you're not telling, or that you're lying about, or that you're trying to hide? So I'm looking at you sideways, and then there's been moments in this season where I was looking at her like I'm just questioning her intentions, questioning like even her basically her like her honesty and her authenticity. You know, I definitely think at this point things ended where they needed to end, as far as like, you know, with the couples. Lindy and Miguel are still together. Nate and Stasha are still together. That now just leaves 3 couples that did not make it out of the 5. And that's just that. I'm dying though to hear, you know, to get to the second part. I think we're going to finish up with Alexis and Justin. And then, of course, as well, it's like, all right, all hell breaks loose, because now we get to talk about how we really feel about each other. And then as well, you know, we get to actually hear from the experts and what they have to say in regards to the relationships now going. So, y'all, I know it took a while. But definitely comment down below your thoughts. Give this video a thumbs up if you did enjoy it. Yeah, and subscribe to the channel if you are new. I hope you feel welcome. I just realized I did not do an intro in the beginning. I get so caught up in like getting these videos started, y'all. I'm forgetting about all that stuff. But I just feel like really, if you like a person, you're gonna hit the like if you like it. You're gonna hit that subscribe if you boom, boom, boom. But again, sometimes it won't help to get that reminder that remind y'all to do that. So nonetheless, y'all, see y'all later on this week. Okay, we're trying to get back on track here, get these videos pushed out, and so yeah, peace, y'all. See y'all next time.